How's everybody doing today? This here is Backwoods Billy coming to you from the beautiful Delmarva Eastern Shore, reviewing a beer by Heavy Seas, one of my favorite breweries. We used to live in Annapolis. It wasn't that far away in Hillthorpe, Maryland, or Heathorpe, depending how you want to pronounce it, the Marylanders. But anyway, Heavy Seas was originally Clipper City Brewing, which still is the parent company, and years ago, Sisson's was in Federal Hill, awesome wings, and they were the very first brewery in Maryland. And it was a brew house. Basically, you went in, they had beer, full bar, the whole 9 yards, and it was very interesting. Anyway, they moved to Hillthorpe, which was the old National Bohemian modern facility before they closed up or bought out. Anyway, back to this. This is what they call a session IPA. What's meant by that is your alcohol volume is typically less, 4.5%. Most beers really altogether fall in a 4.5, 5.0 category. So it's within that. Now, when you talk about your hoppy beers, your Indian Pale Ales, typically they're more alcohol, and the reason that is in order to so that people naturally do not like bitter. I'll get into a video on tasting and how it really works, which your senses are. You only have 5 senses of taste, and you have basically well over 200, I think it's 195 or 295 senses for aroma. That aside, there's several different hops used in this. I believe it's 5 or 6 different types of hops used in it. The idea of lower alcohol and the idea of a session mean that you can, drink 5, 6 of these and have a conversation like you do in England. But anyway, this is the Indian Pale Ale. This one's the warm one, and this one right here is the cool one. Usually they're sweeter. They have to have more malt to get more alcohol because the sweetness will help balance out the bitterness. And this is kind of I have another one I'll do later on a Yingling IPA, an Indian Pale Lager. But this one is very interesting. Had several of these already. Not today, obviously, but here are dogs in the background having a conniption fit. And here they're poor. Now, you'll note the color is a very dark golden, leaning to more almost like an orange color, called apricot, if you will. Very floral, a little citrusy, and you pick up the sweetness of the malts and the aroma. So again, very floral aroma. You pick up the citrus of the hops as well as you pick up the sweetness of the malt in there as well. Now we can stir it around a little bit, get a little more. Very nice. And you notice that the head stays pretty well. Nice head on it, pretty good retention to it, and nice lacing. Interesting beer in that it's actually complex. You have a little bit of the maltiness coming forward, that you taste the sweetness of the malt, and then you get the hop bitterness at the end. It's not overly bitter. First of all, you're 35 IBUs with this, which is a lot considering the alcohol content. But anything above 75 IBUs, you don't taste. So anybody that tells you are is full of crap. You just don't. The only thing it's going to do is create more of a lingering effect with it. That's it. It's not an actual bittering. A little bit fruity, and that's probably the yeast. And I mean, that is subtle. Very, very extremely subtle caramel notes. I mean, very subtle. The fruitiness is subtle, and you really have to work on it. What you want to do when you sip it is, if you're not a connoisseur, breathe out of your nose as you're starting to swallow it, and you'll pick it up. It might take a few times to get it, but you'll pick that up. So the idea of a beer like this is to get the subtle nuances of it, hence being a connoisseur of the beer. Now, Heavy Seas has this in bottles or cans, and again, as far as bottles go, I'm more of a favor of the pop tops, where the old fashions have a twist off, because the twist offs do not keep the beer fresh. It allows oxygen into it faster, a lot faster. The cans have the best seal, bar none. First of all, there's no light transition whatsoever. Second of all, oxygen degradation to the beer takes forever almost. There is oxygen, anything you do is going to eventually get in there, but this is the best seal, bar none. Second best is your pop top. But I like this. Is good. Now I've seen these anywhere in the store from $8 to $10, and I was very fortunate. I picked this up for $6.76 a 6-pack. That's a good deal on this. Again, if you're interested in getting this, it's Heavy Seas, and you can go to heavyseasbrewery.com. If their logo is actually on the back here somewhere. River City Brewing Company, Baltimore, Maryland. www.heavyseasbeer.com. I have it locked on my tablet and my laptops. Like I said, I toured this brewery if I get a chance to tour it, do so. It's a nice time. It's large. There's very educational tour. There's a nice sized tap room. I believe it's $5. You get a souvenir mug and 5 tokens, and the tokens allow you to have 5 beers, which is a good deal. And they don't give you a little skimpy inch sample bull crap either. Anyway, this right here, good beer. I highly recommend it. I give it a Backwoods Billy 2 thumbs up. Now again, my taste buds are more towards a porter or a stout. That's my favorite beers. I like IPAs as well. I drink them all the time. So if somebody's gonna have more of a favorite beer, they should be tell you that up front. This is very well balanced. It finishes slightly bitter but clean, and the mouthfeel is going to be medium, which is interesting considering it only has 4.5% alcohol, which means not obviously as much sugars and starch in there from the malt. 2 thumbs up. Pick you up a 6-pack today. Not a bad price. The good thing is with spring heading up here now, you could put these on ice, and you're good to go fishing. You know, you're good to go if you want to go out hiking, whatever you want to do outdoors with these, play golf, baseball, what have you.
Cooking out.
Pardon me?
Cooking out.
Yeah, having a cookout, they work well. Somebody's not going to drop. You can throw them to somebody, not an issue, somebody breaking them. Tailgating, things of that nature, baseball coming up, all kind of good things that are coming up now with the season starting to move. Now, I'm going to have a couple more reviews coming up with this. I buy a lot of beer. I'm a connoisseur. And you can see, just by me just doing that, circulate, it's going to basically create a little more head on the beer, which will release the hop aroma. It's called a whiff of the hop aroma. Now, this glass that I chose is specifically designed for an IPA. And the design is bigger at the bottom, then it kind of comes in like a woman's waist and then comes back out. That traps the aromas in there. If you ever have a problem with aromas, what I do is just use a Third Wave's not that far from us, so we'll go there a lot. That's in Delaware. You just put this on top, and they'll trap the aromas in for you. So me, right now, doing it, hence the name Backwoods Billy, being in the backwoods. So I use that if I need to trap the aromas in. Fortunately, I didn't have to. Something's coming into the woods here.
Actually, you can smell it all the way over here. It smells really good.
Yeah, see, so you can smell the beer over here. And obviously, there's a deer heading this way, so it must like it. And actually, we gotta look up or not. We made an eagle start in the building nest, but she hasn't been back. So somebody must have. Actually, I saw the eagle the other day out of the. We were building a new house, and we're in a 32-foot travel trailer. So, while that's being done, and I guess somebody chased it. It wasn't us from where it was. You see eagles around, bald-headed eagles, which is interesting. I think in Annapolis I saw one. My wife grew up in that area, saw them all the time. I only saw one the whole time. Here you see brown eagles, bald eagles. We see turkey vultures all the time. But anyway, especially during hunting season, people got deer, just leave it there like idiots. But anyway, very good beer. If you get a chance to, you want to do something like this, it's a good session beer. I agree with that. Me personally, if I like a session beer, this would be something that I would take fishing. If you want something more economical, Natty Boh, a 30-pack of National Bohemian is anywhere between $15 to what? About $14 to $16. And probably maybe more or less where you are. That's cheaper beer, 4.5% alcohol. Again, it's not an IPA. It's a Pilsner, but very economical. Now, this being $6.76, somewhere $9. Most of your craft beers are $8 to $10, and I bought one for review. It's like $12.99 a 6-pack for admission for a root beer, but that's a side. I normally, for something like that, I wouldn't pay that much as root beers. Something you drink every now and then, not all the time. But anyway, I'm rambling. Heavy Seas, beer.com. This is their Crossbones Session IPA, 4.5% alcohol by volume, 35 IBUs. Surprisingly, it got that much bittering in there, and they use several different types of hops. So you actually get a slight nuance with each one. And look, there's the eagle. Is that the eagle? No, it's eagle. That's him. See? Or her?
I don't know if I got him or not.
Her. So she must be the one over there in that tree. She probably moved. And we're back. We're several hundred feet in the woods, and our weather has been freaky here. We went from the teens to below zero to 65 degrees, back to 30-some degrees, back to 70. We had a hurricane, and then from the hurricane, we had more snow. Then it went into rain. We had 6 inches of snow that actually went into rain.
Tornado.
Yeah, no, next day was 65. And then we had a tornado. which tore up most of the East Coast. But in the last couple days, we've had a warming trend. So Backwoods Billy does not have his orange, zero-proof, waterproof hunting suit on. And as you can tell back here, several reasons I do wear that. The biggest one is people around this area do hunt out of season. Also, they will come on your property no matter how many signs you post and hunt on your property. So people will park a car and walk a mile through a woods or something to get somewhere. So you have to be very cognizant of that. We're in the country now. Like I said, we're building a house and we don't have a problem with the front part, but the back part, people will try to come onto your property and hunt. That's neither here nor there. But that's all over the country. Whoever lives in the country knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, I kind of do some target practice with some sniper weapons, and that sort of eliminates a lot of that because they don't make a little boom. They make a very loud boom. But anyway, good beer, not a bad price. We find it for $6.76, $9, not bad. If I'm going to pay $9 personally for a 6-pack of beer, I want some alcohol content, but that's just me because I feel it adds to the taste of the beer. But this is for a low alcohol beer, this is a good beer. 2 thumbs up.